1979 was one of rock's best years, a time when everything felt like it was on the edge. It was the year of the 3 Mile Island accident, reminding everyone how quickly things could change. But it was also when the Sony Walkman debuted in the US, letting us take our music anywhere. Bands were evolving and pushing their sound to new places, bridging the raw power of the 70s with the big, bold vibe of the 80s. Today we're counting down 10 rock songs from 1979 we'll never forget. Ready to relive them? Let's dive in. Number 1, Highway to Hell by AC/DC. Now, this was 1979, and AC/DC were unstoppable, touring so hard they played over 130 shows on the Highway to Hell tour. Can you imagine? Bon Scott was at his absolute best here, giving us that raw, sneering vocal that made you feel invincible. Ever wonder why it hit so hard? Producer Mutt Lange pushed them to get every beat tight, turning that riff into something you can't get out of your head. It wasn't just a song, it was a promise that rock would stay dirty, loud, and proud no matter what. Even now, you can't hear it without wanting to stomp your foot and yell along. And hey, think about it. Which of these songs would you crank up first on a road trip? Hold on to that thought. We'll come back to it later. Number 2, Comfortably Numb by Pink Floyd.
Hello, hello, is there anybody in there?
Ever hear a solo that feels like it just tears right through you? David Gilmour's work here is legendary.
Can you show me where it hurts?
Soaring, aching, impossible to forget. This track wasn't just another song on the wall. It was the emotional heart of the whole album.
There is no pain, you are receding.
Gilmour and Roger Waters actually fought over the arrangement. Waters wanted it darker and spoken. Gilmour pushed for those soaring choruses. That tension, you can hear it in every note.
When I was a child, I caught a fleeting glimpse.
It's what makes the song hit so hard even decades later. It's one of those tracks that transports you, whether you're lying back with headphones or blasting it late at night. Let's keep going, because the next song shows just how raw and rebellious rock could get in 1979. Number 3, London Calling by The Clash.
Calling, faraway town, the war is declared, battle come down.
Did you know the album cover shows Paul Simonon smashing his bass during a 1979 show in New York? It's one of rock's most famous photos, and it captures this song's energy perfectly. The Clash didn't just write a punk song, they delivered a warning siren for an entire generation. 1979. London was raw, tense, and uncertain, and you can feel every ounce of that in the opening bass line alone. They recorded it in a converted garage at Wessex Studios, pushing themselves with late-night sessions that matched the song's urgency. Joe Strummer's delivery practically spits out the news. Floods, chaos, rebellion. It was messy, loud, and urgent, and it makes you wonder how another band that year took chaos and turned it into something playful, like Led Zeppelin did with Fool in the Rain. Number 4, Fool in the Rain by Led Zeppelin.
Well, there's a light in your eye that keeps shining.
Ever hear a song that makes you wonder if Zeppelin were just having fun messing with us? By 1979, they weren't afraid to get weird in the best way.
If you promise to love so completely.
This track is playful and tricky all at once, with Plant sounding sly, while Page lays down that slinky, loose riff. And Bonham, he's the real star, dropping a samba-inspired groove right in the middle that still catches people off guard. It's like getting lost in the rain and loving it anyway. Zeppelin weren't just sticking to the old formulas, they were proving they could still surprise us. If you're digging this trip back to '79, don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps us keep sharing these stories. Up next, let's see how Fleetwood Mac took a wild left turn with Tusk. Number 5, Tusk by Fleetwood Mac. Did you know they actually recorded part of this with a full marching band at Dodger Stadium? That's the kind of wild idea you get when you give Lindsey Buckingham the keys and say, "Go nuts." By '79, Fleetwood Mac could have played it safe after Rumors, but they didn't. Instead, they delivered something raw, weird, and totally hypnotic. Don't say that you love me. The beat feels tribal, the production is tense, and you can almost hear the band daring listeners to follow them somewhere new. Tusk isn't about being polished, it's about showing teeth. It's the sound of a band refusing to coast, no matter how famous they were. And speaking of refusing to play it safe, wait until you hear how Tom Petty kept it tight, catchy, and totally his own with Don't Do Me Like That. Number 6, Don't Do Me Like That by Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. I was told with a friend of mine, said a woman that heard his cry. And here's something wild. This song almost wasn't even a Heartbreakers track. Petty originally planned to give it to the Jay Giles Band before deciding to keep it for himself. Someone's gonna tell you lies, cut you down a size. Pretty lucky he did. It became their first top 10 hit in the US. The track's got that classic Petty vibe, tight, no nonsense, with just the right amount of swagger. Don't do me like that. Don't do me like that. The one I love you, baby. The groove hooks you right away, and the lyrics feel like something you've wanted to yell at someone at least once. Someday I might need you, girl. Don't do me like that. It's the kind of song that's perfect for blasting on a long drive. Windows down, shouting the chorus like you mean it. Makes you wonder, which of these tracks has your favorite sing-along chorus? Hold that thought because we've got more contenders coming up. Number 7, The Logical Song by Supertramp.
When I was young, it seemed that life was so wonderful.
Roger Hodgson wrote this after spending 10 years in boarding school, saying they taught him everything except how to be himself.
A miracle, oh it was beautiful, magical.
That feeling of confusion and frustration is baked right into every line. The keys, the sax, that crisp production. It's pure 1979 magic.
But then they sent me away to teach me how to be sensible, logical.
It's polished, but personal, with lyrics that dig right under your skin. You can almost see yourself staring out a car window, hearing that chorus, and feeling every word.
There are times when all the world is still.
That's the trick with Supertramp. They made stadium-sized songs that still felt like they were just for you.
Please tell me who I am.
And if you think that's clever, wait until you hear how Cheap Trick took big choruses and wild theatrics to the next level with Dream Police. Number 8, Dream Police by Cheap Trick. Did you know they even added real siren sounds to make it feel wilder? That's Cheap Trick, doing what they do best, making rock fun and over the top.
You know the talk is cheap, and those rumors ain't nice.
By 1979, they had this mixed down perfectly. Big, catchy hooks with loud driving guitars. The vocals sound a little crazy in the best way, and the whole thing feels like a chase scene in your head. It's the kind of song you can't help but crank up. Cheap Trick. New rock wasn't just about playing music, it was about putting on a show. And if you think that's good, wait till you see how Queen took an old school vibe and made it all their own with Crazy Little Thing Called Love. Number 9. Crazy Little Thing Called Love by Queen. This is Queen showing they could take classic rock and roll and make it completely their own. It's got that Elvis-inspired swing, catchy guitar, and Freddie Mercury just owning every line with charm and attitude. You can picture a packed dance floor, people snapping their fingers and singing along. It's simple, but that's what makes it so good. It's the kind of song that gets stuck in your head for days. Even with all their big, layered anthems, Queen proved they could strip it back and still deliver something unforgettable. And to wrap up our list, let's see how Dire Straits took storytelling to another level with Lady Writer. Number 10, Lady Writer by Dire Straits.
Lady Writer on the TV, talk about the Virgin Mary.
This is classic Mark Knopfler. Clean guitar lines, sharp storytelling, and that laid-back groove that just pulls you in.
And I know you never read a book.
The song was inspired when Knopfler saw a woman author being interviewed on TV and started imagining the story behind her words.
The way that her hair fell down around her face.
That's the magic of Dire Straits. They could take an everyday moment and turn it into something cinematic. The guitars feel precise, but relaxed. The rhythm steady like a heartbeat.
Lady Writer on the TV.
It's the kind of track that makes you lean in and really listen. Even at the end of the decade, they were proving rock didn't have to shout to get your attention. These 10 songs from 1979 still hold up because they weren't just hits, they were crafted to last. Which one takes you right back? Let us know in the comments.
There is no pain, you are receding.
When I was young, it seemed that life was so